So client-server networks are quite a big part of the exam typically. There's some big questions that come up regarding them. So first off, you need to understand that client-server networks is generally a network with the addition of a server. So a server is a separate machine that's generally just there to respond to client requests, okay? You could also argue that in a peer-to-peer network, you can have the devices themselves. So if you take the server out, if you took this out and you just had clients like this, you could connect them together and have the clients acting as both client and server to access some of the benefits of client-server networks. You're creating effectively a client-server network without a dedicated server. But generally speaking, in exam questions, you're just talking generally as a dedicated server. I'm not seeing it typically come up elsewhere, but the concepts are the same. So servers provide essentially services to multiple clients. So they're there to serve, hence the name server, serve the clients that are joined to that network. So there's lots of examples. So there's database servers, hardware servers, there's mail servers, there's all sorts. File servers for storing files. So clients access these services by sending requests. So they send requests to the server saying, can I please have, sort of thing. And the server will respond with, depends on what it is, software server. Software will respond with files if it's a file server, mail if it's a mail server. Most users on the internet rely upon client-server networks. So, for instance, accessing websites, you are going onto a web server and you are getting that website. So you're giving a request to the web server saying, can I please have that website? And they'll send you that website. Now, there's lots of advantages and disadvantages to client-server networks. Typically, they're mainly advantages, but we'll go through disadvantages as well. And you need to be aware of all these. So the advantages are they're easier to keep track of files as they're kept centrally. If you've got a file server, you know, all the files are kept in one place instead of having them disseminated across lots of different computers. There's loads of benefits of having them centrally. It's easier to back up, which is my second point. It's easier to back up all the files because they're all in one place. It's quicker to access because they're all centrally. You don't have to go in different places. You don't have to ensure different computers are on to access the files. You just keep the server on. It's easier to install and update software because you can have software running on the server. And if you've got it running in one place, you update it in one place. If you don't have it on a server, you've got it over 300 machines, you've got to update it 300 times. You can have central management of security. So that can mean lots of things. You can have central firewalls, antivirus, all that. But you can also have like user accounts. So you can have it so that you can completely control the user privileges to files and things centrally, which is much, much easier. Servers are usually always on, so you provide constant access to the resources at all times. So there's loads of reasons you would have it. You can share stuff like hardware, you can share printers and things like that over a network. The disadvantages, though, is it's expensive to set it up. So the cost of these servers, especially the high-end servers, is huge. So it's expensive to set it up. They usually require some IT specialists, network engineers, things like that, to set it up and maintain. The server dependence, so if the server goes down, all of the files resources are inaccessible. That is a disadvantage, but then you could argue if they're spread across loads of computers, the computers have got to all be on and you're dependent on those. But I suppose there's a central point of dependence, which is a disadvantage. And servers can become overloaded. So depending on if you've got a powerful enough server, you can overload them with too many requests and then they can't respond. Therefore not providing adequate service, which can be an issue. So that's actually a form of attack, you know, like the DDoS attacks and stuff, where you try and basically send too many requests for a server. So you get like bot attacks. So you get loads of people to send requests to servers, overloading them so they can't respond to the people that want them for real, which is quite a common, famous type of attack on a network. So yeah, that's a client-server network, and that's some of the main reasons you would have it and the issues with having it.